Our next designer is one of America's first widely recognised African American fashion designers, the incomparable Anne Lowe. Born in Clayton, Alabama in 1898, Anne Lowe was raised by her grandmother, a former slave who went on to open her own dress shop. In 1917, Lowe travelled to New York to enrol at the St. Taylor Design School. The school's headmaster didn't want to admit her based on the colour of her skin, and her white classmates shunned her. Because this was a segregated school, Lowe had to take classes by herself, but she worked hard, kept her head in the books, and graduated ahead of schedule. After graduating, Lowe worked on commission for stores such as Henry Bendel, Neiman Marcus, and Saks Fifth Avenue. In 1946, she designed the dress actress Olivia de Havilland wore to accept her Oscar for Best Actress. Lowe received no credit whatsoever for designing the dress, and the name on the dress label actually read Sonia Rosenberg. Who is Sonia Rosenberg? Despite this, Lowe managed to make a name for herself. She opened up her own store in 1950 and made dresses for famous and influential families such as the Rockefellers and the Kennedys. The Saturday Evening Post called Lowe society's best kept secret. Throughout her career, Lowe was known for being highly selective in choosing her clientele. She later described herself as an awful snob, adding, "I love my clothes and I'm particular about who wears them. I'm not interested in sewing for Cafe Society or social climbers. I do not cater for Mary and Sue. I sew for the families of the social register." A large number of gowns designed by Lowe are held in the collections of the National Museum of African American History and Culture and the Costume Institute at the Met. In fact, the Museum of African American History and Culture has an entire black fashion museum collection, and I do suggest that you check it out, as it includes some amazing garments from designers that I didn't have time to include in this episode. I have included the link in the description, so please educate yourself with a little bit of further reading. Lowe is perhaps best known for designing the wedding gown of Jacqueline Bouvier, made of silk taffeta, which she wore to her wedding to John F. Kennedy on September 12, 1953. 10 days before the wedding, disaster struck. A pipe burst in Lowe's studio, ruining the exclusive bridal gown. Lowe and her team worked day and night to recreate the masterpiece in a fraction of the time. Rather than making a profit on the project, she ended up losing $2,200, the equivalent of $21,000 today. When Lowe hand-delivered the gowns, she was told to enter through a service entrance in the back. She refused, saying either the dresses went with her through the front door or they went back with her to New York. You kick ass, Anne Lowe. While the Bouvier-Kennedy wedding was a highly publicised event and the dress was described in great detail, Lowe did not receive public credit for her work, and when asked who designed her dress, Jackie would respond, "A coloured woman." The designer of one of the most famous gowns in US history continued to receive no recognition for her work while she was alive. She passed away in 1981 at the age of 82, by which time the fashion world had forgotten her.